Okay, hi. I'll be going through the workbook question. Okay, this is from workbook. Okay, worksheet 1A, question 3E. Alright, it is on page 2 of the workbook. Alright, so worksheet 1A, question 3E. Now, this question is about factorization by grouping. Okay, how do we know that it's factorization by grouping? You can see the question 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 terms. There are 4 terms, it will be factorization by grouping. Right, so the first 2 terms, we factorize them. AB at minus 2A. Okay, just look at them first. Okay, the other 2 terms, just ignore it, cover it first. Just ignore it. Right, so AB minus 2A factorize. Right, so you get AB minus 2. Okay, then what do I do? Okay, always a plus first. Okay, so plus, always plus. Plus what? Okay, plus the next 2 term, right? So next 2 term is 3b minus 6. So the common factor is the 3. So I have a 3. Okay, and then b minus 6 will get b minus 2. Right, so after you factorize correctly, if you have done correctly, you realize that the bracket, they are the same. Alright, the bracket is the same, then you'll be like question 2 of this worksheet. Alright, you can then factorize out the b minus 2 and left with a plus 3. Alright, so basically the main idea here is really to focus on 2 terms at a time. Alright, not looking at all 4 at once. Okay, factorization by grouping. Okay, now if we move further down, right, to the next question. Right, from question 3G. Right, question 3G. Right, so this is question 3G. Now, if I do the same, right, so the first 2 terms I factorize it. So the common factor is a 7c. Right, 7c, so I'm left with b minus 4a. Alright, and now if I go and factorize the next 2 terms, negative b. Right, so I'm going to cover the first 2 terms. Right, the next 2 terms is negative 3b plus 12a. Okay, what I do here is always positive first. I always factorize out the positive term first. Right, so the common factor is a 3, so I factorize out a 3. Now, what is inside? Take note, the first term is a negative 3b. Right, so what I have here, this term will also be negative. So the sign follows. Alright, then negative b. Alright, because 3b divided by 3 gives me b. The second term will be positive because the 12a is positive. So positive 4a. Alright, so the sign follow. Alright, then now I observe these 2 brackets. They have the same magnitude, the same value, but the sign is different. Like the b, one is positive, one is negative. The 4a, one is negative, the other one is positive. So exactly opposite. Okay, exactly opposite. Then what do? I flip this switch around. Okay, it's a shortcut. So I flip this switch. So this positive will become negative. So 7c, b minus 4a. The first term, there is no change. So positive 3 will become a negative 3. Okay, this process is actually factorizing out negative 1. What happens when I do that? All the positive and negative sign will invert. A negative b will become a positive b. A positive 4a will become a negative 4a. Right, over here you observe that the 2 brackets now, they are exactly identical. I can then proceed on for my final step to get the answer. Alright, so this is how you can do factorization by grouping and changing the sign if there is the need. Alright, so for question 3, alright, please do the rest of the questions and submit them. Thank you.